If you guys want the fastest way to improve your aim, get some Control Freaks for cheap. Use code GOBLIN for 10% off and improve your aim today. Link in the description. Yo, what is up, guys? It's the Goblin. Welcome back to some Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Now, today there was something new added into Black Ops 3, a brand new something for the holidays, a community contract, a bunch of exciting stuff in Black Ops 3 now. So I wanted to make this video. I know Black Ops 3 isn't as popular on my channel anymore as World War II is, but when there's an update, I got to keep you guys up to date because that's my due diligence. That's my job here as a COD YouTuber. So if you guys could, smack that like button, boys. That was a loud smack. I'm sorry if that scared you, but let's go for a big like goal today. And let's go for 12 likes. So if you guys could all hit that like button, 12 likes will be absolutely awesome. And of course, let's talk about this BO3 update. So a while ago, basically like a week ago, they updated Black Ops 3 and they patched certain weapons, right? So that was the big 2 GB update, and everyone thought there was going to be DLC weapons or something else hidden within that update. And I think this might have been what it is. So today, this morning, what got updated is a holiday challenge has been added into BO3, which is interesting because I was very surprised. BO3 is the most active Call of Duty game ever in terms of like updating, patching, DLC. They blow everyone out of the water, Treyarch at that. So I was surprised when there was like no Christmas event for BO3 because of course we have a Christmas event for World War II, which is obvious because that's the latest one. But BO3 is still a super populated game, and you know, a lot of people probably aren't even going to be getting World War II until after Christmas. So I thought, you know, it's interesting that BO3 didn't do anything, and here it is, the holiday challenge. So I'll show you guys what it is up on the screen right now. It is a community contract, so similar to what we have with the boxing gloves. Holiday challenge. Welcome to the holiday community challenge. Something special for this time of year. BO3 players will put their skills and persistence to the test to unlock exclusive community rewards. The challenge, 50 million online multiplayer matches. This is absolutely crazy. It does seem like a large amount. The rewards, 10 rare supply drops in all, melee weapon bribe, which guarantees a melee weapon, and a ranged weapon bribe, which guarantees a new ranged weapon for you as well. That's a lot of goodies. These rewards unlock at predetermined completion levels. So when we're a quarter of the way down, or 25%, everyone will get 5 rare supply drops. 50%, everyone will get 5 more rare supply drops. 75% will get that melee bribe, and at 100% will get that ranged weapon bribe. Check in with the thermometer tracker. That's kind of a funny play on words there. To see the community's progress and claim your rewards on the way. 50 million matches aren't going to complete themselves, so let's get after it and, of course, enjoy the holiday season. So, when you first see this, you think 50 million matches is absolutely a ridiculous amount. Cool thing about this contract is there's no time limit, number one, so we're guaranteed to complete it, and we're basically all going to be getting these free stuff because you don't have to do the work yourself. I mean, the whole community is going to do it as a whole, so everyone that's still playing Black Ops 3, and definitely, you know, everyone has to log in and claim these rewards when they you know, the completion steps get completed. But this is absolutely awesome and is another way for people to basically get 2 free DLC weapons, if not more free DLC weapons. This one is literally completely free. It's just a matter of time until the community completes this one. Now, 50 million matches is very interesting. You think, oh my gosh, that is an insane amount. But I went back, and if you guys remember, summer 2016, the first community contract, I think it was, for the Prize Fighters boxing gloves. It gave us 3 different calling cards, and then at 100% the Prize Fighters boxing glove melee weapons. Probably the most hyped thing in Call of Duty of that summer 2016. So I went back and I looked at that one, and that one actually had a time limit on it from August 19th to September 2nd, and that one was to complete 350 million player matches as a community between that one, and the one we have now is just 50 million online multiplayer player matches. So if they are counting these as the same thing as a match, which is going to be interesting, does it count? So if a full lobby completes a game, does that count as one match, or does that count as 12 because there's technically 12 people completing a match? I'm not sure how they're going to be tracking this. Of course, it's kind of up for interpretation, but if they are tracking it the same way, 350 million we were able to complete pretty quickly, and this is only 50 million. This should be done fairly quickly if the player base is still as active. Obviously, it's probably not as active as summer 2016. That was a huge time for Black Ops 3. But basically, this contract shouldn't take too long, and then everyone is going to have these free bribes. Now, The thing with the DLC weapons and when they keep adding this sort of stuff is there's always the argument, are they adding this just so people can get old DLC weapons that they might have missed out on as sort of not a gimmick, but a marketing tactic for people to get back onto BO3? I definitely think that's what this is. It's a marketing tactic for people to log on to claim these rewards, of course, and then, you know, if you claim the rewards, you open your bribe, you play a couple of matches, maybe you get addicted to BO3 again, and it is pretty smart because they basically don't lose anything. It's sort of like a free sample if you go to Costco. That's what these free DLC weapons are, and Black Ops 3 is the most famous for doing it. They have so many different DLC weapons that giving away, you know, multiple bribes and, you know, triple plays and all that stuff isn't really a big deal, and this is essentially a triple play basically, because you get the 10 and the melee as well as the ranged weapon bribe, and those guaranteed new ones unless you already have everything. But the other side of the coin is with that big 2 GB update or whatever it was, 1 point something gigabyte update, what else is there new DLC weapons that are going to come along with this? Now, if we're looking at the timeline that it took, and they are tracking this the same way, this should be done before the new year, which means that maybe the 2017 season of DLC could end with a bang and end with some final DLC weapons. The chances of it, I'm not really sure. Like I said before in my other video, the chances are probably 30-35% that we're going to get more weapons in BO3, because as of right now, it's crunch time. Treyarch is about to announce their next game in a couple of months here, which hopefully, you know, is going to be Black Ops 4. I think that's what everyone is anticipating, and I really hope it is Black Ops 4, because just the name around that and everything surrounding that is absolutely huge. So, but at the same time, you do see them constantly adding these updates, adding these different challenges, even patching, buffing, and nerfing guns. So I think that they have a team within the Treyarch Studios that is dedicated strictly to working on BO3, making sure BO3 is running, making sure the whole 2017 season is complete. And of course, this is something they're going to add. It's going to be interesting once the clock turns to 2018, because we've heard absolutely nothing from anyone, David Vonderhaar, or anyone at BO3 or Treyarch Studios or Activision talking about Treyarch and Black Ops 3. If there is going to be any updates into 2018, but we know for sure 2017, they are not done, and they constantly surprise us every single time. Even when the XMC came out, it was a surprise. Then they had more free weapon contracts coming out. Then they did this huge buff and nerf, which is so random for December of 2017, especially because it wasn't just like, you know, fixing a couple glitch fixes. Like, I'd understand if they did that, and that's one thing that kind of ruined CODs back in the day. Think about a game like Modern Warfare 2. That game was probably one of the best Call of Duty games, and the fact is that it just wasn't supported. And honestly, Infinity Ward is trash at supporting their games, especially, you know, I guess back in the day everyone was sort of weaker at supporting the games, but Treyarch was always on top at that. And, you know, I was an Infinity Ward fanboy. Like, Infinity Ward definitely was my favorite, but then after Ghost, and then we had BO2 and BO3 from Treyarch side, I definitely switched over, and now it's all Treyarch for me, and it's sort of a debate between Sledgehammer and Infinity Ward. We're going to have to see what they do next. You know, of course, we don't have that big of a sample size from Sledgehammer, but, you know, Infinity Ward might have worked its way from the top of the developers list down to the bottom, but that is a subject for another day. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that old games, if they were supported better, if they had patched the noob tubes, grenade launchers, grenade power in Call of Duty 4, noob tubes in Modern Warfare 2, One Man Army, Danger Close, those would have been the best Call of Duty games ever. And that's why if they need to keep updating games. But of course, it's completely different when you're not just fixing game-breaking glitches, but you're actually balancing, buffing, and nerfing guns. And that is what is interesting about Modern Warfare 2 is that they had some sort of an inappropriate picture up on the wall of Favela. I don't really remember the story, but a couple years ago they went back and they literally removed that map to fix that or something like that. So they do still have access, of course, and can update these games. It just depends on if it's needed. And of course, this update in BO3 was not needed at all, which means that they actually do care about this game and care about keeping this game up to date, which makes sense because honestly, this is the game where they made probably the most money ever out of any Call of Duty game, because the sales were of a top 5 Call of Duty. But that's just off the sales. The DLC in this game obviously I would assume made them the most because of how many DLC weapons they have, how many copies the game sold, and how active of a player base this game was. The money they made off this game was absolutely disgusting. And, you know, World War II even, already has passed a gross amount of $1 billion in sales and in revenue and stuff like that. So Call of Duty definitely is not dying, really, when people say that. It's honestly growing, to be honest. And Call of Duty's always been that game that, you know, one year it'll be super popular, it'll go down a little bit, go up a little bit, but it's always remained one of the top console games. And, you know, it's always a franchise that, you know, it's close and dear to me and one that I enjoy. But that was kind of rambling there at the end. Anyway, update is out now. You know, I'll keep you guys up to date probably, or you guys will know when things are going to be complete, because tons of YouTubers will be making videos on it. All you have to do is basically log in and claim your rewards. So pretty easy, pretty free stuff, and this is pretty exciting stuff. Thanks for watching, guys. Drop a like on this thing. I'd appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Sub for a cookie, and don't looky. I'm out. Peace.